than I'm just going to quickly talk about rather than showing my base makeup. The first thing I use to prime my face is the Prime It Illuminating Face Primer. I actually got this from a website called Fragrance UK. It's got quite a shimmer to it, so it brings brightness and luminosity. For my actual foundation, I use my Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. As you can see, it's pretty finished almost, so it was scraping the barrel a bit on that. If you're curious, my colour is number 50 Sun Bronze. To bring some highlight to my face, I use Highlights by Technique. It's pretty much like the, you know, that one by Benefit, which I can't remember. I think it's High Beam. That was also from the Fragrance UK, Fragrance Direct website, rather. I used to contour my MUA bronzing kit. It's the Mosaic Bronzer, and the colour is Sun-Kissed Glow. This is not focusing because it's my phone, so it's not really got good focus. And it's shade 2. And just to have a light powder to finish the whole thing, I use my Natural Collection Translucent Powder in Warm. So yeah, that's all the base makeup I used. So let's just jump right into the tutorial. So I have already prepped my eye and everything, so yep, let's just get straight into the actual makeup tutorial. So I'm going to be diving into my sleek makeup palette, which is the Garden of Eden. Really, really pretty. I've done a few looks with this palette before. So the first colour I'm going to go into with like a flat rounded brush is actually going to be Adam's Apple, which is this light green here. And I'm just going to apply that on like the first section, not the inner corner, just like the first half of my actual lid. So this kind of colour does need a bit of building up because it is quite light, especially if you don't have like a white base or anything for it to adhere to underneath. But that's okay because I just really want a light wash of it just to peek through under the brightness of the goldish colour I'm going to be using later. I did this a different way to how I did in the picture that I used on Instagram, which is also the picture for this video. But I think this gives a better look because you can see all the colours a bit more individually. So there's that. I'm next going to go in with Gates of Eden, which is the gold colour. I'm just going to use the same brush, but I'm just going to turn it around. I would say this is the dominant colour of the look, but it kind of falls behind a darker green I'm going to be using soon. So that's just going to go on the end half portion of the eyelid. And sort of dab it in to blend with the green that we just laid down before. Even without like a wet brush or like wetting the product before, this green does have like a foiled look to it, which I think is quite funky, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to blend out. So on the same brush, flipping it back over to the green side, whichever side that be, I think it's this side, green side, yep. We're going to be using a mixture of Fauna and Tree of Life. So that's Fauna and that's Tree of Life. We want it more to be Tree of Life, but which is the darker green without any shimmer. That just makes it easier to blend out, but we do still want that shimmer from the Fauna shade, which is like the greenish dark glittery colour. So we don't want too much. I'm just going to place it in the middle, but where the gold colour and the light green meet. And we're just going to make sure we've got a little bit more of Tree of Life, the dark green colour, and we're going to place it just above, like in the socket, but just in the middle. And a little bit down into the inner corner, not too far. Now we're going to take a fluffy brush and we're going to blend all that. I'm going back and forth with some colours where I've lost the pigmentation whilst I blend them out, so I'm just going to go back and forth to fix some things. Okay, next I'm going to go into this like eyeshadow palette. It doesn't have any name, but it's pretty much hit and pan. I'm just going to use the last two remaining colours, just blending them together. I'm going to put them on the inner corner and going to use it lightly as a brow bone highlight. Just on the same fluffy brush that we've been using this whole time. So I'm only using two brushes here, so yeah, makes it easier to clean, and it kind of has each product on so they blend a bit easier. Now, because I've lost a bit of green, just before I do the brow bone, I'm just going to pick up a bit more of the light green, which was Adam's apple. Just place that over the top. And because this eye is a bit more prominent than this eye, I'm going to just try and even them out, and then I'll go on to using the same concoction of the shimmery bronze colours as my brow bone highlight. I'm going to use Flora now, which is this dark matte brown shade, and I'm going to use that as like an outer crease colour, just to darken everything out and give it a bit more depth. But you only need a little bit of this on the fluffy brush, because you want to keep precision, so it's better to build rather than to just cake a load on and then try and blend it out, which is much more difficult. I've got something in my eye at the moment, so that's about a bit of powder just went in it. So just gonna start making a line right there and just kind of blend around the gold and kind of on top of it as well, because you want it to kind of meet seamlessly. And a bit onto the green over there. It's kind of got more of a rounded tip, if that makes sense, so it's not completely circular, it's not like a cat eye blend, but it's kind of somewhere in between. Now I'm using a single shadow block by Maybelline New York, and it's in shade 533. It looks like that. It's not the brightest of purples, but it's just, I'm just going to lay it down just so I've got a hint of that. Also my brush, it's the same one again, the same flat rounded one, is a little bit wet from where I cleaned it, so that kind of gives it a little bit more pigmentation, but it's not overly bright, so don't expect so much. I think it would be better if I used a deeper, brighter purple, but this is the first one I grabbed, so I'm just going to sweep that underneath the lash line. Picking up a little bit more. This might show up a bit better on lighter complexions, but yeah, either that or I just think it's the product itself. I don't think it's that great, because even on the palm of my hand, which is obviously much lighter than the rest of my skin, it doesn't show up too great. So I think it's just the fault of the product. I'm just going to take that same brown, the Flora, on the same brush and use that to drag it just to give a bit more depth and connect it to the top. And I'm going to use the fluffy brush to blend that down a bit with whatever's left on the brush. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of white eyeliner. This is Natural Collection, I think, yeah, in white. I'm just going to put that on the lower waterline. but I'm not bringing it into the tear duct area. So sorry, I keep looking at myself. I'm using my phone again, and obviously it's right there so I can see everything that's going on. It's very distracting. Now for eyeliner, I'm using the Fast Stroke Eyeliner by Collection 2000. I think it's just Collection now. Just give that a bit of a shape, and I'm going to do a like thick winged line. This is probably going to be difficult for me to do on camera because I'm not the best at eyeliner anyway, but let's give it a go. So I just start lining up here, and then I kind of like bring it in, and I never make it even. I don't know why my liner never goes even, but oh well. Just going in a little further than I have been doing recently with my makeup, just because I've got some eyelashes I'm putting on and I want to cover up the band a bit better. So there's that. As you can see, very not even, but oh wow, great English. Not very even, but it's the best I can do right now. So for mascara, I'm going to use my Miss Manga Mega Volume Mascara on the top and bottom lashes. I feel like my mascara face isn't too bad because I can actually keep my mouth shut. And that makes me very happy indeed. And then we'll give a coat on the bottom lashes. Just a light sweep, really, is all I am aiming for. There we go. Oh, a bit more. Even it out on the other side. Now for eyelashes, I am using the Kiss Look So Natural Sultry lashes. Obviously I only got one to show you because the other one's on my eyeball at the moment. They're very like wispy. I wonder if you can see. You can't see it very much. What I'm saying is they're very natural. That's the kind of look I go for. Kind of wispy natural look, but not too long because they tend to hit the frame, like the lens of my glasses, which really annoy me. So yeah, I'm just using the Eyelure Lash Fix Strip Lash Adhesive Glue. I think I got this from Claire's a little while ago, but it works quite well. I like it at least. And I put kind of like a generous amount of lash glue on, and I make a big pig's ear out of it. It just goes all over the lash themselves, but just wipe it off with paper wipe. Now I do wait for it to dry a little bit, but I kind of put it on when it's mostly wet, which is, I guess, a bad thing because that means it can slip and slide all over the place, but that sort of thing doesn't really bother me. So let's see if I can do this on camera. Kind of lower it down and push. Also, I do tend to wear demi lashes more just because I find the inner corner difficult to work with. So if I've got slightly longer lashes, if I'm not going to cut them, I try to stick them on a bit further out rather than dead on in the centre where they're supposed to sit. Okay, that's the best I'm going to get them on. Can't zoom in for you on my phone, which is bloody annoying, but oh well. They're just really, really pretty. As that's drying, I'm going to go on to do my lip. Use the Body Shop Apple Glazed Lip Balm, the new Christmassy scent, as a lip balm. Yeah, obviously, earlier, just before I put my makeup on. So that's been sinking in. So the next thing I'm going to use is the Catch You Wink Tony Tint by Tony Moly. I'm kind of just going to slather that on all over. It is very streaky for me. And it does settle in your lips, but it's just a nice base for a red look. Because as it wears, this pretty much stays on. It looks quite neat. So yeah, and I get that on my teeth. It always applies better to my bottom lip rather than my top lip. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Or goes. Whatever that song is. Things will never be the same. So I'm just going to let that sink in a little bit, let it set, let it dry, and then I'll continue. So that is set for a bit. I'm now going to go on to the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner in Brooding Plum. I'm going to line the edge of my lip to give it a bit more shape because I do have uneven lips. And then I'm just going to fill it in a little bit. Just again as more of a solid base for the main body of the red lip, if that makes any sense. I'm going to go back and forth between these two products. I think this is the Revlon Just Bitten lip crayon in number 45 Romantic, and I'm going to be using this black kind of creamy gel liner. It's pencil liner, Super Shock by Avon in black. That's going to line the edges. I'm going to give it more depth. So I'm going to use this to kind of blend everything in now, and then the eyeliner. As I'm going in, I'm kind of going to blend it over this because I forgot to bring down my lip brush, and this isn't a very forgiving product to use on the lips. I prefer more like harsher eyeliner pencil or lip pencil if you have a black one to use. So yeah, it's just that. So let's go. So there we go, this is the finished look. I'll take you a little bit closer. Ooh, take you a little bit closer into the eyes. So you can see that pop of green and the red lips. A little bit messy, but you get the gist. So yeah, so I've been wearing this as a Christmas inspired look. I probably won't actually wear it on Christmas Day now just because I've worn the hell out of it in the past couple of weeks running up to Christmas. So yeah, I thought I'd share it because there's about a week left now. We're a little less than a week till Christmas, so I'll try and get this up as quickly as I can. But I'll probably mess about and find another look to wear for Christmas Day just because I've been using this so much recently. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. My stomach's rumbling and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get some food. Here's